This symbol is called the shadda. The shadda indicates a double letter. An Arabic word that contains a shadda is the name Muhammad. Where do we see a double letter in the name Muhammad? Well, that would be right here. We see two M's. And because there are two M's, you're going to pronounce that M with a bit more strength. You're going to stress that M sound, Muhammad. Now in the English language, they would just write the same letter twice. However, in Arabic, instead of writing the same letter twice, you're going to write it just once, but you're going to add a shadda above it. So for example, you'd remove one of the M's and instead write a shadda above just one. So just like a dhamma above a letter represents a U sound, or a fatha above a letter represents an A sound, a shadda above a letter means that it is a double letter. Okay, but if the shadda indicates two letters, then what about the harakas for those two letters? Well, the first letter has a sukoon, meaning that it has no haraka. But the second letter has whatever haraka is written. So for example, let's take a look at this. The first letter is the letter ta, which is represented by T. Its haraka is the kesra, which is represented by I. The next letter is the letter ba, represented by B. However, when we look at the haraka, we see both a shadda and a fatha. But first we're going to look at the shadda. The shadda indicates what? A double letter. So that means there's not just one ba, but rather there's two bas. As we said, the first letter is always going to have a sukoon, and the second letter is going to have whatever haraka is written. So for example, if we look at this, we see that there are two bas written. The first ba has a sukoon, meaning there's no haraka. So we would write just a B without a vowel sound coming after it. But the second letter is going to take whatever haraka is written. So we're going to write another B for the second ba. And because there is a line written above the shadda, that indicates a fatha. That's why here we wrote a fatha above the second ba. Therefore, after the second B, we would write the letter A to represent the fatha. So if we were going to read this after writing out the sound of each letter and symbol, it would be pronounced tibba, emphasizing that double B sound, because that's what the shadda represents. So keep in mind, words are not going to be written like this. They're not going to be written with a double letter, one having a sukoon and the other taking a haraka, but rather it's going to be written with a shadda, representing that there's a double letter, the first of which takes a sukoon.